Monday night, on Monday, we gathered at Escobar's house. Carlito and Lena. I'm sorry, Dr. Carlito.
Yes, that's right.
Dr. Carlos and Lena's house. And the Lord really did some stuff. And before, I don't want to just move on and we're going to have, I'm going to talk about this in a moment, but is there any of the youth that want to share anything that the Lord really did in their life?
Over there.
David.
Right, David, come on over here. Angelina, come on over here. Esther, you over here? You don't have to. I couldn't tell if you were like this or pointing at David. You're pointing at David. We just say what the Lord did. Now, this is a microphone, and all you youth over there, listen. It's nothing to be scared of. Okay? When you talk in it, it's going to amplify it. That's the whole point. Because if you don't, so you don't. Usually people who don't have a mic to talk about it think they're so loud. It's good that it's loud. It's sort of if you can. So, all right, go ahead. Don't be scared of it and share. You want to, ladies first? Rock, paper, scissors for who goes first. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right.
I guess the Lord did a lot in my life. He healed me. I got forgiveness. I had for 2-3 years straight anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, self-harm. It was really bad, and I guess I've had suicide attempts, and I was obviously just giving up on life and not even trying anymore. And I guess Monday night was like my last option because I was stuck. And I wanted to I was in a bubble like an escape, and it was just fear and just loss of hope, and like I'm not being able to do anything. And then Monday night I came and I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen. There's, I guess, lost hope. There was no faith. And then Monday night everything changed.
Yes.
I got healed. I got forgiveness. There was so much against so much people. And then last week or so, just getting forgiveness and just repenting, because I guess me hating people is just not right. It's a sin. So, especially Sophie, I hated you a lot. I'm sorry about that. We were told, yeah, it's great. But,
I like to be honest.
So Monday night, it was really good. I was just really struggling with a bunch of stuff, and lust, and anger, and just really struggling with Sophie. Just Sophie.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Soph. I'm so sorry, Soph.
Everybody got a clip.
There's something thinking I'm better than Jonathan said. I was going to follow after the Lord than they were than I thought in my own eyes, in my own teenagers.
Sorry.
So Monday night I went and Mr. Eric shared about baptism of the Holy Spirit, and so all the teenagers got prayed for him, and it was really good. And Mr. Eric brought up everybody that was having trouble, so I went up and we got forgiven, and then a couple minutes later I got up and repented to all the teenagers for pride, putting them down in my mind, for thinking that I'm better than them because I thought I was doing something right that they weren't. And so we prayed for a prayer liberation. Everybody's on the floor crying. The Spirit's there. It's great. People share. And then on Tuesday, I went to my grandparents' house, and for 2 hours, I worshiped the Lord by myself, crying out, and started trembling and shaking. And something rose out within me, and it was my prayer language.
That's awesome. Anyone else over there?
Somebody.
Lily?
Lily!
Yes, come on up, guys.
Sophie, I'm sorry, I hated you.
Sophie, come here for a second. Let me say this. God gives us personalities for a reason. And a strong personality has to be learned how to, you have to, how do I say this?
Temper, like.
Temper, but,
Harness is good.
no, I'm going somewhere. Hold on.
Sorry. Wield.
Okay, when the Lord gives people their personality, sometimes they're for loving people,
Yes.
hugging them. Ross Roby's one of those. You talk to Ross and you just feel like you're the only person that matters, right? Tom Borg is that way. I've seen Tom actually get in someone's face and be like, yeah. But there's these personalities that God gives his gifts to the church.
Yes.
Matt Soto's that way,
Yes.
right? You just go, oh man, when I talk, I just feel so loved. And then there are some personalities that are tip of the iceberg, the icebreaker personality, not the iceberg. That wrecks the shit. And Jonathan's one of these. They're sometimes hard-headed. Anyone know anyone like that?
No.
Yeah, Justin? Are you one? Yeah, right? And just as certain personalities like a Ross or a Tom or, I don't know, I'm missing people here. I'm like Les Ross. You're pretty loving and caring, right?
Yeah.
No, you just feel so loved by life when you're around him.
Yes.
You kind of end up crying in a puddle of tears, and he's just like, well, it's okay. Then there's others. Now, with that personality type, there can be, at times, they can deal with maybe fear of man, not wanting to hurt someone, I'm not saying this is true, but sometimes maybe they don't always speak the full truth because they go, oh, I'm so worried to hurt him. And then there are other personalities that are just created unique for a purpose. I think I have one of those. I at times can offend people. Sorry. I try not to. Sophie's got one of those. And Sophie, how old are you, Sophie?
13.
Sophie's 13. So Sophie's going to offend some people at times, and that's okay because she's learning. And the cool thing is to see how in community and in life together we have to work these things out. You know?
Good.
Because you don't get the option of just going, I don't like Sophie. Especially if she's your sister, right? You're going to be around her. And as Sophie's learning how to form her personality and use it and relinquish it to the Lord and say, Lord, use this for your glory, so does Dave. And so is Angelina and Lily. And these youth all have precious personalities for a reason. And our role as a church is to help see them come into all God has. Not based on what we have. You remember the last 2 weeks we've done baby dedications, right? And what were we doing? We're giving them to the Lord. We're saying they're yours. And that didn't stop just because they're babies and out of diapers. We're seeing now children who have been raised in the ways of the Lord, who, still struggle with things like hate, suicide, lust. But wait, they're the Lord's. And I know all of you with little babies think like, my little baby boy will never deal with lust. No, he probably will. He's going to have to take that before the Lord. My baby will never have issues. Yeah, they're going to have issues. But you can think that your baby's not. That's fine. But we as a church have a responsibility to continue to love on these kids. Young people, men, women, whatever you guys are.
Yeah.
And to help point them towards the Lord and celebrate their uniqueness. And I celebrate Sophie's uniqueness because she was created this way for a reason. And I know you're pretty tough, so but when you hear, 2 people said something. I think Sophie is pretty all right by me. Sophie's all right. Now Sophie's pretty awesome. She's created for a purpose, and we as a church need to look at every one of these young people and ask ourselves, what do I have that I can give to this next generation? Where can I encourage? Where can I call forth that which God has for them? Because there is a war on their soul. And they go out in the world, and you can do everything you can to try to protect, and you can protect. But at some point, they do got to stand on their own 2 feet.
Yep.
And it's a dangerous world out there.
Yep.
And what makes it dangerous is, as they try to love the Lord, the enemy comes against them. It comes against them strong. So anyways, that has nothing, that had very little to do with Sophie. But Sophie, I love you. That's why you go back to your seat. Okay. Lily, come here. Tell us what happened.
Hi. Lily. So Monday night, the start of the day, and I actually was supposed to work like 6 hours or something like that, and so I wasn't expecting anyone to like take my shift for me because it was so late in the day. And so I asked, and like I got 2 people pretty much immediately to take my shift, and then I still was headed there and wasn't really expecting much. I was just happy to be around my friends and stuff, not really, thinking about the Lord, honestly. And we start going there, and we get there, and like there's been drama, like just with the youth in general. And so like I kind of just didn't even feel like being there anymore. Like once I got there, I was like, okay, kind of already ready to go home. So we started, and we started worship, and we started talking about like spiritual baptism, and I just kind of didn't believe it, like that I could get that, especially after like so much just depression and stuff that's been going on. And so we start praying, and like he's like, okay, we're gonna start asking for forgiveness for stuff. So like I start like just naming things that I needed forgiveness for, and I've done that a lot, like even when I'm in the corner praying for myself, like for forgiveness, and like I just don't feel forgiven. It's like it's like you still did that, like it's not gonna go away. And so I felt just that still after the first time. And so we started praying for spiritual baptism, and then like when for me at least, I didn't feel anything still. And so he had all of us kind of get closer to him, and he started again. He was like, you need to pray for forgiveness again. And so I start going, and he had said previously that Jesus is going to forgive you. You just need to allow him to. Like, you can't just, like, leave the door closed to your heart and stuff. And so I just really started opening up, and he was like, pray for this and that, and I was like, dang, I need forgiveness for a lot of stuff. I keep going, and like I really start feeling forgiven. Like, okay, I did that, but he forgives me. Like, and it's crazy. It was just so weird almost. And so he's like, okay, now repeat after me. And so we start praying for spiritual baptism again. And then he touches my head and says, fire! And I just drop. Just like drop to my knees. And while I was like bawling my eyes out, I just felt like this weight being lifted, like just changing the and so while that was happening, and I'm like bawling my eyes out, I just feel like these chains just being lifted off of me. Like I see people, like my friends that I have never seen in worship before, just on their knees and like bawling their eyes out, and just even thinking about it like makes me cry, because it's crazy how like God can take someone that doesn't even like want him and just make him like fall in love with him. So yeah.
Awesome, lady. Ash, come here.
So, I don't have a whole lot to say, but I just know Monday night, I just, like a lot of people were saying, I didn't have a whole lot of expectation for what was going to happen. I was just kind of coming in, like Lily said, just hang out with people and maybe see what else we do, see Eric Miller, and like when we started praying for people to be filled with the Holy Spirit, like I've never been filled with the Spirit in my prayer language. And so I was standing beside David, who I've been praying for to be filled with the Spirit since like we moved here. For 2 years, every Sunday praying for him to be filled with the Spirit. And I knew that on Monday he was going to be filled with the Spirit. And I just had such faith, and I was praying for him that he would have faith, that there wouldn't be any disappointment on any of us. And just like been filled with so much joy and so much there's so much encouragement and a revival in my spirit in having seen him give his prayer language, and it's just such a blessing to me. So.
Come on.
And it's okay if you don't have a whole lot to say, because then we can get through everyone. That was perfect. Thanks, Ash. Hello?
Hey.
Alright, so, well, at first, on Monday night, I kind of, to be honest, I didn't really want to go because I was tired. Like, school was really stressful. And so, after this, come on, we gotta go. And so, we went to Monday night, and, and so we got in the car, and then we got in the neighborhood, and I kind of didn't know how to get there. So, and I was like dressed in all black, like I was going to a funeral. So I got there, and then, worship was already started, and I sat down, and I was kind of like, I don't want to be here. And just the enemy was just attacking me. So I just sat down, and then like Eric started talking. It really hit me a lot. And so we started praying, and AJ stood up, right? Was he over there? Yeah. He prayed for me, and it was like starting to stir up, and I was like, okay, this is nice. then we got like a circle. Eric Miller called us in a circle, and so we got there. I was kind of in the back, and then he started like praying and like saying like fire, and then kids just started dropping. It's like, oh my gosh, that's okay. Then he got to me, and then he just fired, and I didn't even know. I was like, oh my gosh, and then everything just like fell. It's like everything shut down. I just felt like new, and it was amazing. It was I can't even describe it. Like I fell and I was on the ground, like yelling and screaming, making noise I didn't even know I could make. I was just crying. I couldn't stop crying, and I was just asking for forgiveness because I just been becoming someone I didn't even recognize, and I just been very rude and just a lot of I just been different. And so no, but I feel amazing right now, and I'm just taking every day at a time.
I don't like talking to people, but so kind of right what everyone else said. I didn't think anything was going to happen on Monday. I was just hanging out at David's house, so we went over there, and I thought, we do some worship probably, maybe just do a little bit of scripture, but I didn't expect anything to happen. And for a long time, nothing really did happen. We did some worship, and it was nice, and we started praying a little bit after he was talking about spiritual baptism, which is something that had been on my heart for a while, so I've just been dealing with it. I was baptized here when I was 10, but I feel like at the time I didn't really know what it was, really about. It was just, good Christian thing to do was to get baptized. But, once we started praying, there was someone who was praying over me. I don't remember who it was, because we were all spread out in the living room. We were all praying and stuff, and it was starting to build up a little bit. Still nothing was kind of happening. I was hoping something would happen. I was praying about it. And then once all of the youth gathered in the big circle, is when it really started building up. And Mr. Eric Miller was praying over us. We were all starting to, everything was just getting higher and more emotional. People were starting to cry and stuff, and it just got to a certain point where everything just broke away. We all just started crying, and I don't cry unless I'm watching a movie where like a dog dies or something. I just don't get emotional over things. So for me to be on the floor bawling is a huge thing, and there's nothing else it could have been except the Holy Spirit filling the whole room. I'm not going to call anyone out, but I saw people on the floor crying with me that I never thought, that's just not something that's completely out of character, if you want to put it that way, just how they were. And so when something happens like that, it's just nothing else but the Holy Spirit. And it says, that when there's 2 or more people gathered, he's there. So when you have a group of 20, 30 people like that, he's really there. And it was a great night. It was a lot that happened. I was not expecting to happen at all. And personally, I feel like everyone there needed something to pray for, and they needed forgiveness for stuff, myself included. I can testify to that. And I feel like we all got it. And it was amazing. We've all been talking a lot since then. We've been trying to organize stuff together. And yeah, it was a great night.
Come on. Come on, William.
Come here.
I just wanted to say, I wasn't even really supposed to go to this meeting. I was supposed to have dance, and it was supposed to start at the exact same time. But the church I danced at on Monday is closed, so they had to rearrange my whole dancing schedule. So it just completely opened up my entire Monday, and I was able to go. It was just amazing. I'm so grateful, and I know the Lord had me there for a minute. It was so good.
Come on.
Today.
I'm so nervous right now. I'm talking to other people. Okay, so Monday morning, I got home from swim, and I've been struggling with these really weird anxiety things where my chest just really hurts. So on Monday, after I got home from swim, I had the worst one. And I was on my floor, my chest literally felt like it was dying. I couldn't breathe. I was trying not to cry because it would just make it worse. So that whole thing happened, and I've been struggling with that and depression and stuff, and it was just a lot. And then Lily texted me and was like, hey, are you going to this youth thing? And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And she kept on texting me, hey, are you going? Are you going? I don't want you to go if you don't want to go. And I was like, fine, I'll go. I only went because everybody else was going to be there. I didn't expect anything at all. It was I'm just here because Lily wants me to be here. So I got there, everybody was there, I was like, hi, and then we got to worship, and I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I got super scared. And so then we got to get prayer for being spiritually baptized and stuff, and I was like, gosh, I don't know what's gonna happen. And so then after that, we got in the circle, and he was praying for us, and then Lily and Julie and I dropped to the ground, and then he put his hand on mine, and he was just there for a while, and I was like, this is not going to work. I'm going to be the only one that doesn't get spiritually baptized. The only one. I'm just going to be standing here while everybody else is on the ground crying. And so then finally, after I was forgiven of everything, I just dropped to the ground and started shaking. I could not stop shaking. And then I got my prayer language, and I was like, oh my gosh, something did happen. All in all, Monday night was amazing. I feel like there's not any drama with the youth anymore, which is also amazing. And we're all just so close now. There's just amazing things that's going to happen in the youth, and I can't wait. So.
No. So you know what's kind of cool to hear? Because I have 2 boys that are in the midst of this. All the drama that was there goes away.
Yeah. Right?
Right?
Gone.
When we take our focus off of Jesus and we're tight in community,
Yep.
you're gonna be offended. There's no way around it. And the only way to not be offended is to get your focus off of that other person that's bothering you. Unless it's you. Get your focus off of them and get it back on Jesus. Because all of a sudden, all those little things that annoyed you about Jason Wimbo over there, and he's like, oh my God, I can't stand that guy. You go, whatever, he's my brother in the Lord, it's fine, I love him. And when you focus on the Lord, what happens is you see yourself what needs to change. And it's so easy. I was talking with Matt DeSoto, wherever Matt was. There he is, Matt. All right, looking for a big Matt. It's a little guy over there. He's missing. Sorry, bring back. I was talking with Matt. He said, remember at the beginning of last year, all the preachers were like, oh, it's the 2020 year vision. Anyone hear that?
Yeah.
At the beginning of last year, I was like, get ready for it. 2020, 2020. It's not prophetic. It was just, they saw 2020 and thought it was going to be cute, right? And so Matt said, you know what? He said, this year really was about vision, but it was of a different kind. It was about the plank and the speck in our eyes. And I hope I'm not overstepping bounds, but he said, man, I have had more things this year where I thought, oh, I'm going to fix Karen. And then all of a sudden it just revealed, oh, you're looking at the speck in Karen. Because Karen's almost perfect. I mean, right there, just shy of perfection. And he said, and the Lord just revealed these huge things in my life. And it is impossible to be in a tight-knit community and remain in fellowship if your focus is not Jesus.
Yeah.
And what's happened is this last year, some of our focus has gotten off of Jesus. And it's happened to the youth. It's happened among all of us. We've said, Michelle and I told Matt the other day too, I said, this has been like the toughest year to be a pastor. Yeah. And all it takes is a refocusing on the things that truly matter, which is Him, His kingdom, what He's doing. And it's funny because every one of these ones that were like, oh, all this drama, they just literally like were repenting to each other and, oh my gosh, I love you. Because when you love the Lord and you see Him, you can't help but love your brother. You can't help but love your sister. And so it was cool, whoever, the lady that just said all the drama just went away. That's what happens. Drama just goes away. Michelle and I are kind of putting together some just thoughts for the next year. What she's doing is she is my, what's your term for me?
Your wrangler.
My wrangler. She wrangles my thoughts. Because as you can tell from me up here, I just kind of, I'm all over the place. And so she'll sit down and say, tell me what you think on this. And then she'll just write things down. Just kind of where we're at. We're going to be as a church. We're going to be getting with Gary and Matt, hopefully in the next week or two, and then extend beyond that. And one of the things that I've said is, I want a church that's drama-free. Because drama is where we're focused on other things than the Lord. Right? All that drama that was going on among the youth, the moment they got themselves right with the Lord, and in right standing there, all that drama just went away. And you know what's going to try to happen? Drama's going to try to come back.
Yep.
And what do you do with the drama? Do you focus on the drama? Do you focus where your brother or your sister or your friend hurt you? Or do you just say, no, my focus is on the Lord? So anyway, Sophie, tell us, not just spitballing in here. Tell us what happened with you. And you feel free to call out some names. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so Monday night I didn't want to go at all. I was just going to hang out with my mother because I was like the last day of the year. So I ended up getting sit there. I ended up sitting with people I didn't like and didn't want to be around. And we started worship and I was praying, but there was nothing. I didn't love God until Monday night.
We all started praying for us, and something in me changed because I didn't feel angry at everyone anymore. I wasn't blaming God for my grandmother. I wasn't blaming God for the mistakes that I made, and I was having a hard time because there was lies coming out of me saying, I'm not this, your parents don't like you, why are you even here? Like, you're the reason that your dad's sad, or your mom's angry, or I was just the reasons what I thought. So Mr. Eric told everyone I was having an issue come to the middle, so I pushed him a little hand Miller out of the way. I was like, I'm sorry, like I'm really helpful. But we got to the middle and I did not feel remorse with him for things I've done in the past, like messed up completely, or things that were done to me in the past. And he, like everyone else said, he prayed, he laid his hand on me, and he just dropped. So I dropped as soon as he laid his hand on me. And I didn't want to. As a what Mr. Mason said. I'm very bold and strong, so if anyone sees me cry or I drop, I get very self-conscious about myself and anxiety. But I dropped and I was crying, screaming out, and I didn't care. I didn't care what anyone else thought because I said, I'm not here for any of these people.
That's right.
I'm not here for what they think or what they want. I'm here for God. So that night, I did get baptized in the Spirit. I didn't get my prayer language, and I was jealous and angry, but afterwards, I know that it's all God's time. So if I didn't get it done, I'll get it done.
Tia, you're so bad? You don't need to be sorry.
I have something to add. I'm thinking a lot. Monday night, Abby Miller just met the girl, super nice. I was talking to her after, and she said, like, when he walked in through that door, she was like feeling like that is a woman that loves God. And I've been atheist for 2 years? That's really all I had, but yeah.
All right, Tia, come here. You guys can go back since you already talked, actually. Unless you just want to hang out. The spotlight. All right, cool, good. Tia.
So like Monday night, I was just like, I didn't think it was gonna happen. And when he we were starting worship, and I didn't really care. I just went there because all my friends were gonna be there. And so we started worship, and then he said if you're having issues, come up and stuff. So I went up, and then I saw him put his hand on Julie and Lily, and I'm like, whoa, that's yeah. And I was having issues with hating people, and I sometimes hated Angelina and Julie and Sophie, and I shouldn't sometimes hate people. I should always love them like God did. So I was like, God come, and I started praying in tongues and stuff, and so yeah, I got healed and stuff.
Come on.
Elsie?
I just wanted to say, I'd already been filled with the Spirit. At Pentecost last year, we all gathered at the surprise. I'd already been filled, and it was on my heart before we even moved here to be filled with the Holy Spirit. And the people in Virginia, they didn't want to pray for me, and I was really, really left out from that. And when we were there, I felt like God gave me even more of His Spirit at the time because I already had tons, but He added to that. I'm not sure how that works or not.
Yeah.
But He just added to what I had. And when I was sitting there, or he was standing, but I saw him over here in the corner, just praying and asking. And I knew that David wanted to be filled, and I had been praying with Ash, fill him, I knew every single Sunday he was just crying out, he wanted it. And I knew that he had things that he needed to share. And so when he shared that at group, I immediately, I was like, this is exactly what has been wanting to come out, and what's been putting a barrier between him and being filled. And it was so crazy because when he shared that, everyone was just like, yes, finally. And I knew, just like Ash, that he was going to be filled, whether it was today or tomorrow, he was going to be. And so when we had group on Tuesday, it was when he told us, joy just filled us, all of us. And we were just thank you, finally, this is what we've been longing for, we've been wanting, what we've been waiting for. And since I had already been filled with the Spirit, I just felt the Lord was I didn't have things depression because I didn't feel worthy of being a star at all. Because I didn't love my siblings all the time, and I knew I didn't love them with an unconditional, ungiving up love that He wanted. But at that time, we were being prayed for, and Eric came and put his hands on my head. I felt the love that He had been pouring out, and He was saying, you are my daughter. I love you more than anyone can love you. More than your parents, more than your friends. And I was like, thank you. I love you. And He gave me the love back that He gave me. And I was able to pour that out. And with Sophie, I had so much love for you already. I loved you since when when I first met you, when you were coming here visiting. And you were my friend. You were the person who I would talk to and would sit with. And me and my mom were talking, we're like, and since I wasn't here to know you the whole time, I had been able to love you through it all. And just now, like, when you were saying that you felt like guilty and that you didn't love, in me, I was hearing, I love you, I love you, I love you. You're my daughter. I am here for you. And so I just wanted to share that with everyone. Thank you for allowing me to be able to go there.
Oh, come on.
Just make you feel awkward. Just tell me when you feel awkward. I'll be with my hand out there. Yeah, all right.
There are a lot of you, and if you're expecting some great grand finale after that, trust me, this movie isn't great. But going into Monday night, as everybody else said, I wasn't expecting anything out of it. Nothing, you know. I thought that I was in a good state, that I was healthy and I was good. And I was in a mentality that Jesus wasn't real and I could live without him and be fine and happy. And I thought I was good. And so I was expecting to just go to Monday night and, you know, just try to get through it. And we get there, and I remember it just being boring. As bad as that sounds, it was boring to me. And then Eric Miller said that we were going to pray, and I had someone pray for me, and I was just thinking, like, this is worthless. Like, what's the point of this? Why? And I remember opening my eyes after he was done praying with me and seeing all my friends just on the ground, just bawling and crying out to the Lord. And that was the first time that I ever witnessed, like, a Jesus encounter in my life. And it was just so real and crazy. And it was just like, what other explanation would there be for teenagers to be on the floor speaking in tongues, just crying out to Jesus? Like, what other explanation would there be? You know, and then the next day I remember just feeling a passion to want to read my Bible, and that was the first time that I've ever wanted to do that. And ever since, I've just felt like the presence of the Lord. Like, don't do that. Like, I just felt him along me, guiding me, like, through my daily life in every little moment. So, that's
So it's funny because that was awesome. Monday night was amazing. The boys came back and I was like, how'd it go? And they were like, why don't we just talk tomorrow? Okay, yeah. I've been crying, lots of crying. And then they woke up the next day and I was like, oh, Michelle texted and goes, they're completely different. The Lord had done something.